Hello Moto GP enthusiasts. Welcome back to ZNGP Today. Marc Márquez arrived at Balaton Park with a blend of optimism and caution, making clear that his recovery remains the central focus. After Mugello gave him confidence that the nerve issue in his shoulder was resolved, he now faces the longer, harder task of rebuilding muscle strength and endurance. While the Hungarian circuit's layout is less punishing than Mugello, Marquez insists he will not be drawn into chasing results prematurely, preferring a step-by-step approach to ensure his comeback is sustainable. Jorge Martín arrives at Balaton Park with a clear mindset, steady improvement, careful refinement, and respect for rivals. After a mixed weekend at Mugello, where Marco Bezzecchi's pace proved decisive, Martín has shifted focus to qualifying strength, race rhythm, and physical conditioning. Yet, despite Aprilia's current dominance, he pointed to Marc Márquez as the rider to watch, recalling the Spaniard's past supremacy at the Hungarian venue and acknowledging the benchmark he sets for the field. Pecco arrives at Balaton Park upbeat after Mugello but blunt about the track. He called Balaton Park the worst circuit on the calendar while explaining why this venue could still suit Ducati's updated package. He underlined ongoing rear grip issues, described the development direction he's leading at Ducati, and warned that safety and layout constraints limit what can be changed this year. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Marquez explained that physiotherapy and careful management of inflammation are still daily necessities. He admitted to lingering discomfort but stressed that the absence of numbness is a major milestone. His focus now is on strengthening the pectoral and anterior biceps muscles, which are vital for braking stability and bike control. Good with the physio, a little discomfort, but in a recovery process. Ice is your best friend. The transition from surgical recovery to muscular rebuilding is often the longest phase. It requires patience and discipline to avoid setbacks. Balaton Park's left-hand bias and less aggressive physical demands make it a more forgiving venue than Mugello. Marquez acknowledged this but warned against assuming it means he can fight for podiums immediately. He stressed that while contention is possible, it would be reckless to chase it now. Could we be in contention for something this weekend? Yes, but it's not the right time. By tempering expectations, Marquez shields himself from external pressure and ensures his recovery remains the priority rather than short-term results. Marquez admitted his instincts still push him to fight aggressively once the visor goes down, but he has developed mental routines to stay calm. He repeats reminders to himself before sessions, consciously resisting the urge to overcommit physically. I repeat this to myself many times before getting on the bike, even when I close my visor. This mental discipline is as important as physical therapy. It allows him to gather race data without risking his fragile recovery. The Spaniard highlighted the anterior biceps and pectoral muscles as the most limited areas on the bike. These muscle groups are crucial for braking force, upper body stability, and managing direction changes. His physiotherapy is designed to rebuild strength gradually, ensuring he can handle the demands of longer races. It's about trying to insist and persist in the work to recover those muscles. MotoGP riders rely on fine muscle coordination. Regaining these specific groups is essential for restoring his trademark aggressive style. Marquez framed Balaton as another working weekend, not a proving ground for immediate victories. He wants to continue the momentum from Mugello, measure progress in endurance and comfort, and then use the upcoming break to make a bigger leap forward. The emphasis is on durability. Small gains now will compound into stronger performances later in the season, especially at less demanding tracks. Marc Márquez's stance is pragmatic and deeply self-aware. Mugello proved the surgery worked. Balaton Park offers a chance to test endurance in a less punishing environment. Yet he refuses to chase glory prematurely, knowing that the greatest risk is overreaching before his body is ready. If he continues to build strength incrementally and avoid setbacks, his competitiveness should rise steadily across the next rounds, setting the stage for a more complete return later in the season. Martín described Mugello as a solid weekend, but admitted he lacked the best sensations on the bike. He stressed that not winning is part of the sport, and that every race, even those without victories, provides lessons to refine pace, setup, and mental resilience. Not winning is what makes you improve and push your limits. This pragmatic view reflects Martín's maturity. By treating setbacks as data points rather than failures, he maintains momentum across a long season, avoiding the emotional swings that can derail a title campaign. Martín emphasized qualifying as a critical factor, especially at Balaton Park, where overtaking opportunities are limited. He recalled starting 16th last year and struggling to recover, underscoring the importance of securing a front row or second row grid slot. If you start in the first 3 rows, you can already be in the fight. On circuits with narrow overtaking windows, grid position dictates race strategy. Riders who qualify poorly often spend the race managing traffic rather than attacking the leaders. Martín highlighted direction changes and the bike's perceived heaviness as weaknesses, particularly on circuits with slow corners. He expects Friday practice to be crucial for identifying solutions and improving agility. Direction changes are certainly not our strongest point. The bike feels a little heavy. Even small gains in agility and turn-in can yield outsized improvements in lap time, tire preservation, and confidence in duels. Aprilia's engineers will be under pressure to fine-tune balance and responsiveness. Martín reported excellent physical condition, citing training milestones in Andorra as evidence of peak fitness. He stressed the importance of focusing on daily improvement rather than obsessing over the championship standings, warning that long-term pressure can erode performance. When you start thinking about the championship, you lose performance. This process-driven mindset mirrors the approach of seasoned champions. Consistency built on physical readiness and mental clarity often proves more decisive than chasing points too early. Despite Aprilia's strong form, Martín named Marc Márquez as the man to beat at Balaton Park. He recalled Marquez's dominance at the circuit last year and acknowledged his racercraft and ability to extract performance even while recovering from injury. "I think Marc made the difference here last year. He was incredibly dominant." Recognizing Marquez as the benchmark sets a realistic target. It also reflects Martín's respect for rivals, which can sharpen tactical choices in qualifying and race pace management. Martín praised Balaton Park's layout and asphalt but noted potential risks in certain chicanes, where crashes could pose safety concerns. He expressed confidence that professional riders can manage these challenges. "There are some chicanes where, if you crash, there could be a risk, but I think it's a good circuit." Rider feedback on safety is crucial for organizers. Acknowledging risks while affirming confidence in managing them reflects both professionalism and pragmatism. Jorge Martín arrives in Hungary with a pragmatic plan: sharpen qualifying, improve bike agility, and protect his physical edge. Balaton Park's left-hand bias and flowing layout reward adaptability and consistency, offering a chance to convert Mugello lessons into a stronger challenge. With Bezzecchi leading the championship and Marquez tipped as the benchmark, Martín's weekend will be defined by how well he balances aggression with patience, aiming to stay in the fight while continuing his steady evolution as a contender. Bagnaia did not mince words. Compared with Mugello, he called Balaton Park by far the worst circuit on the calendar. He framed the venue as a temporary, imperfect solution and said meaningful safety or layout fixes were difficult because the track is a stopgap until a new layout arrives next year. Mugello is one of the best circuits in the world, and this one is, by far, the worst. Strong rider criticism of a venue can accelerate scrutiny from organizers, but immediate changes are often constrained by logistics and calendar commitments. Bagnaia says Ducati has altered the bike's balance this season, and that he's been leading the push toward a new baseline. He believes the changes are producing steady progress, and that teammates will eventually converge on the same solutions. "Let's just say I'm paving the way." When a lead rider drives development, Short-term trade-offs can appear, but the goal is a stronger long-term platform that benefits the whole factory squad. The central technical complaint is persistent rear tire wear and a lack of rear grip. Bagnaia explained Ducati is rebuilding the bike's base to increase rear traction, a complex task that affects braking, cornering, and exit stability. The next objective is to increase rear grip, because right now that's our biggest limitation. Rear grip influences corner entry, mid-corner stability, and acceleration. Solving it would unlock broader performance gains across race distance. Despite his harsh words about the circuit, Bagnaia thinks this year's Ducati is a better fit for Balaton Park than last year's machine. He expects improved braking and turning to help at a track where tire management and cornering balance matter. Compared to last year, I think this year's bike is a better fit. Track characteristics can amplify or mask a bike's weaknesses. A circuit that rewards braking and cornering may reduce the impact of Ducati's straight line or tire issues. Bagnaia noted Ducati's starts have regressed since 2024 but said recent electronic tweaks at Mugello helped. He stressed realism. Each weekend brings unknowns, and the team must adapt session by session rather than promise instant fixes. At Mugello, we tested something different electronically for Sunday's race, and it worked better. Small electronic or launch control gains can recover grid positions and reduce early race vulnerability, complementing chassis and tire work. Bagnaia's comments mix frustration with constructive direction. He's candid about Balaton Park's flaws but optimistic that Ducati's development path is moving the bike toward a better balance. The immediate priorities are increasing rear grip and consolidating the new baseline across the factory riders. If Ducati continues the steady progress Bagnaia describes, the team should be more competitive at circuits that reward braking and cornering, even if Balaton's layout remains a source of criticism this season. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your Moto GP news update. And see you next time!